I get to make faces? Do I have to be serious?
Sure, you can make faces.
Really? Do I have to say anything?
No, just smile.
You always face.
How many of you have heard of feminism? How many of you know what feminism is, or when it began? Feminism has many definitions depending on who you ask. But according to Webster's dictionary, the definition has two parts. A, the principle that women should have political, economic, and social rights equal to those of men, and B, the movement to win such rights. Modern feminism can be broken down into three main waves. The first wave began with Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Susan B. Anthony, and Wilhelmina Drucker. In 1848, they held the Seneca Falls Convention, which was a convention to discuss the social, civil, and religious condition of men. Elizabeth Cady Stanton said, "Did I not feel that the time has come for the questions of women's wrongs to be laid before the public? Did I not believe that woman herself must do this work, for women alone understand the height, the depth, the breadth of her degradation?" During this time, women were fighting for political credibility. In 1920, the 19th Amendment is ratified to the Declaration of Independence. It declares that the right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Keep in mind that 1920 was not even 100 years ago. The second wave began in the 1960s, post the World War II. This wave focused on the discussion of birth control, political credibility, and domestic violence. In 1961, 50,000 women marched in 60 cities to protest against the testing of nuclear weapons. These women were part of an activist group called Women Strike for Peace, or just Women for Peace. This movement transformed mothers from passive victims of war to active fighters for peace. In 1963, Betty Friedan wrote The Feminist Mystique. This book challenged the 1950s belief that the fulfillment as a woman had only one definition for American woman after 1949, the housewife mother. During the 60s, feminism blended with the civil rights movement and the students' rights movement. In 1971, Judith Hull and Ellen Levine wrote The Rebirth of Feminism. In this book, they wrote that the only goal of a woman is the pursuit of a man. This book challenged women's role in society and the household. The second wave was deemed successful when San Diego University I think my computer fell asleep. The second wave of feminism was deemed successful when San Diego University started offering courses based on women's study. The third wave of feminism began in the 1990s. Their focus was on individualism, diversity, and redefining feminism. Elizabeth Evans, a feminist scholar, wrote that the confusion surrounding what constitutes third wave feminism is in some respects its defining feature. The third wave of feminism focused on the public discussion of rape, birth control, sexual harassment in the workplace, and reclaiming derogatory terms. Jennifer Baumgartner wrote in her book Manifesta that the third wave of feminism was to raise consciousness. She wrote that one's ability to open their mind to the fact that male domination does affect the women of our generation is what we need. Some claim that feminism has transformed into a fourth wave, but it's difficult to define the times that we are living in, as we are living them. Emma Watson, a British actress and activist, once said in a speech during a He for She campaign to end gender equality, she said, "If you stand for equality, then you're a feminist. Sorry to tell you." Thank you.